If you think the Soviets are the only one with a clown car, think again. Flamethrower and close range pioneers. MG's gonna run for their lives, but probably gonna get me. Oh, nope, he's going after. No, he actually just got mowed down. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17 here, bringing you another CH2 replay. This is the first replay I'm officially doing, I guess, back, kind of. I know I did a live stream one, but I was still out, but, yeah, this first 4K replay, at the very least, I'm doing, back from being sick, so very excited to see how this goes. This was submitted by a Patreon supporter of a high tier, so thank you again. I'll reveal who that was at the end. But if you want to support me, like, subscribe, definitely helps out the channel. Or you can check out my Patreon. You get early access to videos, which I am making now to catch up, and all sorts of stuff. So highly recommend it. And yeah, it helps me in all sorts of ways, such as keeping up with new software, trying to buy new games and try out new stuff. And yeah, just overall really absolutely helps me with my content. So thank you very much to everyone who supports me. And yeah, let's get to this game. It's a 3v3 on White Ball Express. We have Ion, Milam, Rifle, Lihan, Kasparov, and I can't pronounce that name. And let's see. Sure. All right, so nothing. Alrighty, so we'll just go with orange. 2 Soviet and a Brit versing 2 Austere and OKW. Germans have advantage, but that doesn't mean they're going to reign supreme. That's just playtime. We'll see how things progress. Already, Milam is going German infantry doctrine like that. Very powerful infantry choices. They get 5 main grenadier squads. Really potent overall. Meanwhile, we got Rifle over here coming in with a Kubel and some riflemen trying to hold the line the best way they can. Again, doing some good work. You can see these guys weren't covered. Now they're pushing on in, trying to, I'm assuming, jump to cover. And yeah, with the Sturms coming on in, they're closing the gap. Sturms especially are extremely powerful infantry, so they're doing a really good job. Conscript Squad being utterly annihilated by the Sturms, so really good job there. And yeah, they're going to continue up the pressure. MG right now trying to suppress. He tried to throw an incendiary, but alas, he was in the arc. He might have tried to get around that. He's not that far off. Again, don't be the Prometheus effect where you're just running in a straight line. Be your left or right. Try to get out of that area, that cone of fire, and that really does help. Although there is another MG here which might have had an issue with, although he was firing at the Sturms at the moment. Casper, by the way, went with urban defense, so most likely his idea is to lock down a building, make a forward base to kind of heal his allies as well. We have a lot of support equipment, so he's not really going to be fighting a huge frontline battle unless his MGs are forward placed like they are here. Nice job as well, putting some pressure on Milam's MG. Ion, so far not having any assault grenadiers, although he could go that with mechanized. Let's see, Casper also could get a light AT gun, which is more of a meme, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, engineers right now guarding mid. They do have this point, so at the very least, the allies do have double fuel right now, which is very important to get that early armor. While the Axis currently have double VPs, which is very important to, you know, push down the allies and their overall VP totals. Try to get that, try to, you know, put some pressure on the enemy. MG barely makes it out alive, but at least he does, so good work there. I'm gonna highlight anytime a unit gets out of there in one piece on low health, just because, again, you don't want that squad wipe, because that's a lot of manpower then to either get a new squad or even just reinforcing the unit. Could be a bigger deal. British infantry trying to hold the line and successfully manages to drive back Ion. British forces in cover, something you really have to watch out for. British are making a forward base here, so it looks like what we're seeing. And yeah, forward base for the Soviets. So it looks like what we're seeing is the ally strategy is forward base, forward momentum, keep the pressure going. Not a bad idea. Again, you can constantly heal your guys, make sure that they're at the top health, while the Germans, on the other hand, while even though the OKW has a forward base, it takes a little more resources for that to happen. And unless you get the second building, excuse me, sorry, 2 buildings for the Austere, you still can't retreat to them. The positive news is, at least with the Brits, they can retreat. I don't think this has a retreat. No, it does not. It's been, literally, it's been like weeks since I played Code 2, so anything could change. I literally like was talking to coworkers, and I was like, literally, I have no idea what to expect when I go back to work, because again, I do have a job. And it's like it's gonna be so weird because it'll be like literally close to, like again, weeks since I've been there. Conscript squad for Gigner hit the T button. Unfortunately, gets KO'd. These guys at least retreat, and looks like yeah. Wait, is that purple? All right. For some reason, orange is purple. Great. So we'll just call him purple. Anyway, he has mostly conscripts. He had to fall back. Casper still has mostly. So he has 3 mortars. Jesus Christ! All centered around this medical. Man, I will be surprised if Rifle doesn't get. Wow, he actually went with medical as well. But surprised if he doesn't get Stuka or something to neutralize that. MG slowly advancing. It's again difficult to charge with MGs because again you have to watch every single area. If the infantry flank you, it could be very, very bad. Luckily this building's not a terrible location, though again I think a incendiary grenade could hit it from behind that cover. Again, or rifle grenade. You can see here again, it's a perfect area that the enemy can't see. So the Soviets are like, okay, we'll fire. Well, you can't, and they could throw grenades or fire rifle grenades or something like that. Now, it looks like here he's busy trying to suppress the other MG. These guys throw incendiary, drive him back. Also, nice. Oh my God, Milam's coming on in, being like, hello. You think the Soviets are the only one with a clown car? Think again. Flamethrower and close range pioneers. MG's gonna run for their lives, but probably gonna get me. Oh, nope, he's going after. No, he actually just got mowed down. 3 mortars, and nope, they're gonna target the MG in the building. Half track just going around trying to burn everything. Just watch out for the mine, but looks like he's gonna stay far clear of it. Though there's another mine around the church. Need to stay away from the royal engineers as well. A T grenade could damper that half track's expectations. MG's gonna suppress the royal engineer squad. Do a very good job with that. Looks like he's going to give chase to it, but we do know that is an issue because of the mine right there. I don't know if he sees it or what, but instead he's going to focus on the MG. Again, priorities, liking it. Again, he's unsure if he could have killed our engineer, run to a trap. At the very least, he could burn the MG out of the building, and he does. Now he's going to target the 3 mortars, but he's also very low in health, so he's going to pull back. It's amazing how much damage the mortars did on that unit, but very good job with Milam forcing them back. Ion as well, pushing back on left. He does have assault grenadiers now. They managed to take the left-hand side, so very good work there. Meanwhile, we got Rifle on the right doing some good work. Unfortunately, he's going to lose that squad, so, you know, should have pressed that T key, Rifle. But at least he's trying to gain some ground and decap that fuel. So good joint effort on the Axis forces to drive the Allies off their fuel points. And it looks like, at the very least, they decapped him. So that's good work there. Meanwhile, we got Orange over here. He has a T-70 moving on in. Again, that early fuel really paying off. Again, very good at fighting infantry. Not so much against armor, but again, not too shabby. Also, he went shock rifle, so we could expect an IS-2, KV. Very powerful heavy tanks that could deal a lot of damage to infantry and armor, respectively, for the IS-2. Artillery coming on in, driving back the Volk squad with mortar support. Oh my God, T-70 very close to wiping that squad, but looks like he'll be unable to. Although we do have some additional forces. Casper's coming on in with his MG. Flamethrower unit flanking, but the half-track actually having trouble seeing because of the cover. Very well positioned for Casper over here. Using a flame attack while being covered by the brush. Luckily, Rifle moves on in and drives him back. Also, again, good job on Purple bringing up the T-70 to try to pop some shots at their retreating units. Unfortunately not able to, but still not too bad. Conscript's charging on in. That's a little bit of a risk. I know why he's doing it. AT grenade. Or he could be bluffing, but at least he backed it up. MG as well moving on in. Nice MG42 with grenadiers that have been upped with 5-man squads and G43 rifles. Do a lot of damage toward weaker infantry units. So good work there. Meanwhile, we had a flank attack. Assault grenadiers coming on in. They knocked out the Vickers at the very least. Mortar has been placed, but we can see here the British lost a lot of men in that push. So really great job on Ion for really squad wiping a lot of those units, as the Brits are definitely down. And that's going to leave a huge open area. Casper losing a good chunk of his MGs, but deciding, you know what, no, more mortars. because everyone, mortars, artillery spam is how we win games. That's exactly how we win games. No, although I will give him credit, the forward base is automatically healing those mortars. So if they take damage, as soon as the mortars drive off the mortar, they're instantly healed. So not a bad idea. The problem is I'm seeing a lack of AT. And I'm also, but there are some mines, so at least he has something defending in case they charge. So I'll give him that. But he is also getting an AT gun, also lacking front line. And now lacking MGs. Purple, on the other hand, actually rebuilding his army, looking pretty sweet. Also placing mines, again, like the Soviets placing so many mines for defense. Really does help, absolutely. It definitely helps him. It helps hold territory very well. Li Han is yet to pick any sort of doctrine. Kind of curious what he would pick. Out of everything, I think that some artillery or a direct strike would be very, very suitable. So either Royal Artillery or Commando could be very, very good. Although both doctrines have shock troops, so again, if you go Commando, that would be all the allies having a close range, very powerful unit. Anyway, Ion is off, trying to fight. British upgrade with Bren's, trying to hold off the Grenadiers. Doing some good work. Again, the Mortar as well, providing that support. And I like how he upgrades Royal Engineers as well, in case he does fight armor, that way he has something firing AT for both two units in two different areas. One note that I should say is, where's everyone at? We got tier 2 for the Soviets. Still no company command post for the Brits. Again, we know T-70, but no tier 4 yet. Grenadiers coming on in. Nice hit on that MG. Hopefully should neutralize it. The Axis is a little bit different, but they're still in battle phase 1. Tier 2, actually, support armor corps. Ion could be getting a Panzer IV or an Oswin very, very soon. Grenadiers doing some good work by Milam, breaking up this right-hand side with Rifle providing support. Rifle actually went elite armored, so maybe we'll see a Puma do some great work, or we'll see a Sturm Tiger. That's always good to see. Anyway, artillery coming on in. Unfortunately, a little off, but it did drive the Grenadiers at least away from that general area. What is suppressing the shock troops? I'm not entirely sure, but they are driven back. Mortar comes on in. Grenadiers taking a lot of damage. And yeah, it needs to pull back. Volk squad's kind of coming on in to grab the fuel. They need something. Ion, unfortunately, being driven back once again. Mortar driving back and killing the MG. Looks like they have something returning fire. I'm unsure what it is, per se. I don't see anything. Am I mistaken? Do they have a mortar? Yeah, I'm unsure what the hell that mortar... Maybe it was close friendly fire? Yeah. Anyway, looks like the Axis are making a little more headway on the right-hand side. There's a lot of forces right here. I desperately want just a large Stuka bomb to come on in, but I don't think Ion's... Not Ion, sorry. Ion does have a lot of manpower and looks like is gearing up for something. No, he's getting Battle Phase 3. Wait, if you got Battle Phase 3, why'd you build the Support Armor Corps building? That's a little weird. But anyway, unless you were expecting something and then you talk with your teammates and decide, no, I'll go with this other thing. Because otherwise then you're just wasting fuel and manpower and you could rather just tech up the Battle Phase 3 and get what you need. Anyway, luckily Rifle and Milam are doing some good work, pushing on the right-hand side, and unfortunately, some Soviet AT might drive the half-track back, but at least they'll have the fuel. So that'll be good for Ion to get that armor that he's trying to get. Meanwhile, again, mortar support is being, unfortunately, very annoying for the Axis, although Vetu Kupel, very good to see. Although, yeah, we can see here Kasparov is definitely losing a bit of his frontline men, so not exactly great. And looks like the mortars might be in for a rude awakening. While they have been doing a lot of damage, the infantry are now closing the gap. Supported by an MG, those things will have to fall back. And while he is reinforcing over here, the Volk squads could give chase and kill the unit. So that's also something he has to worry about. T-70 though coming on in to help finish off the unit. Incendiaries going off, might kill it. Mines annihilate the half-track. Milam taking heavy casualties. And yes, oh my god, flame attack coming in as well, stopping any advance, burning the MG. Forces are returning to their base for healing. It's not looking all that great. Oh boy. Anyway, T7 giving chase to the no, he's actually trying to kill the ET gun. Not a bad idea. Priority. Make sure you kill that. Maybe he's trying to kill the Kupel now. Yeah, he also not pushing up too much because he doesn't want to rush on in and be hit by a mine or AT gun or something like that. Building is now on fire, which is going to unfortunately be pretty bad for the Germans, as they can no longer use that building. I think it's going to slowly, yeah, it's going to burn down. So good work there. Meanwhile, again, we got the Brits. We got Beaufort over here, which is going to unfortunately impact Ion's ability to capture this territory. So that's unfortunate. Hopefully he'll pull back in time. Assault Grenadiers, though, should still be able to push here. He will need a smoke or something to come down. Both Grenadiers make it back A-okay. This is a situation where you probably just want to send in one, and then Isola decaps, retreat, and then send the other one. But, or Mortar for smoke or something like that. Actually, do you have a smoke ability? No, they don't. Okay, I was going to say, German smoke bombs are always fantastic. But yeah, more fire coming down. The Germans really like their fire. Not Germans, the Soviets. Jesus, I'm off. And that's what happens. I'm like 3 weeks rusty. But again, they're keeping at least the Axis at bay. They're actually burning the infantry a little bit. Milam was like, didn't expect that. Well, you have a Stug coming on in. So I think Ion is just at this point being like, okay, as much as I want Battle Phase 3, I need to get some type of armor. So you need something to come on in to assist. So at the very least, he got that. So good to see. Look, I know I'm not the biggest fan of the E version, but it is an assault gun, and they don't exactly have a ton of AT. So at the very least, he can slowly reduce it. Now, unfortunately, he's going to have to reposition this, but if he fires this direction over here, that AT gun would be ineffective. So could be something. Also, 5 mortars. My God. Oh, a bit of a mortar war. Actually, we still have the mortar pit. Only has gotten 3 kills, but it's done a lot of health damage. Anyway, Panzerfaust only gets a T-70. Grenadiers, by the way, 24 kills. T-70 has 8. The one thing, though, is the fact that, again, with them being suppressed and pulled back, they're not going to be able to do as much as they want to. AT gun repositioning to push back the Stug E. MG, unfortunately, being driven out of the building by the Stug. Looks like Stug might be able to get out in time. Fires another shot. Looks like that range, though, should be A-okay. Mortars, though, coming down the MG will need to be driven back. Ion doing a really nice thing in building a lot of caches. Needs to still guard it. The Brits could advance with Royal Engineers and kill them. But as long as they're being, not lazy, but as long as you're being overly cautious, that's not necessarily a bad thing. As we can see here, that Milam is yet to build any caches, so. Again, he's also, though, building heavy Panzer Corps, and he's a little closer to getting armor of a heavier variety. That being said, Casper has yet to build any of his tier stuff. Leon has gone company command post and getting anvil, so Leon's going, or Leon, however you say it, is definitely going long term. The Soviets, yeah, KV. Also, the building just burned down again. So, yeah. They're just literally burning the Germans out of their heavy cover. And now they have 2 victory points. It's really driving the Axis back. Again, they're under a lot of pressure right now to capture some territory and do something to kind of turn the tide. British forces with Brents doing a lot of good work, but Rifle Grenade, very nicely done by Ion, gets a lot of good kills right there. Meanwhile, let's see, MG being positioned, unfortunately, against the Stormtroopers. They're going to drop a grenade, incendiary, and try to push on in. They could have probably dropped I think they might have been better off with a smoke. There we go. Now they drop smoke. But I think they would have been better off dropping smoke. That way they don't get suppressed. And then throwing an incendiary. That way they can burn the MG and then close the gap while the MG crew is on fire. Light artillery barrage is coming in over here. Not sure what. Maybe it was just a diversionary tactic to keep them from moving on up. Not a bad idea. Like fire, you can use something. You can use a special to keep the enemy from advancing for at least a bit of time to kind of help you recuperate. And it looks like that's going to work. Half-track, though, needs repairs. Grenadiers are now able to come on in and support the front. Shock troops coming on in. This is a big oops because, again, it's pushing on in against a lot of forces. I love how Rifle's like, all right, mechanized, we're getting a Stuka. And by God, this is probably really, really cathartic for Rifle, allowing him to finally do some damage against all those mortars. Fortunately for him, this building's like, hey, that's funny. Medic crews, go out and heal the mortars, and let's reinforce them all. Stuka up to 9 kills with that barrage. Flame attack, though, doing a lot of damage, burning a lot of the Soviet forces. Double Panzerfaust and AT, though, are in sight. They could neutralize this KV if they're lucky, but the front armor is prone to bouncing, which we just saw off that AT. Pack 40, though, lining up a shot. Could get one more. Unfortunately, though, does not have sight with anything else. So, unfortunately, they're going to be driven back. A light artillery barrage, if called in here, could be very good. Knocks out the AT gun, along with the Stu-Gi. Does manage to do it. AT has been removed. Stu-Gi is now free. Well, nope, round engineers coming on in. But at the very least, support equipment has been neutralized. And Panzerwerfer coming on in. Axis are not playing around anymore. They are trying to neutralize those mortars. But the mortars are still clinging around. They're still hanging in there. They don't have, like I said, a ton of kills. Skip that one with 12. Oh my god, a lot of German forces now pushing on in. We got Ion's Assault Grenadiers, and we have Milam's upgraded Grenadiers with 5-man squads pushing on in. T-70 coming on in, though, to stop them. And, unfortunately, for them, they just back up and get outside of range. Assault Grenadiers, though, trying to go after some additional targets. I like how they're trying to... Oh, that could be great! Oh, gets them on the retreat, too. Good good grenade spread. Again, MG knockout over here would be a huge plus. Knocking out the AT gun's a huge win. Again, that's at least one unit down that they have to recruit. So good job, at least on that push. You got some kills, and it drove the Allies back. So Casper is down a mortar squad, and Leon is down quite a bit. But he does have a Churchill coming on in. He does have heavier armor. That being said, of course, more Stoogs. Let's get additional E versions for that assault artillery. Shock troops being driven back, but then again, could very well heal. Again, very weird. He has nearly 600 fuel, or 560 fuel. But he's not. But he's closer to 6 than 5. But the point of the matter is, so much fuel, no armor. I don't know if he's trying to save up for this, but he also needs the building. So a little bit of a negative flag right there for not getting armor. Luckily, Churchill actually camouflaged with trees, as we can see right here, pushing on in. And, yeah, trying to help Alan out. This gun actually recruit has been taken on in. Now, he did give him the command vehicle. This is both a good blessing and a curse, because while it will boost British forces, unfortunately for him, it also makes the main gun a little less effective. But that being said, he can still take a lot of hits. I think he would have been better off if he would have gave it to the ABRE. But, it's fine. If you want booster troops, that's okay. I still think it would have been better off with the other. Large blob of German forces coming on in. Puma as well on the front. Looks like it's been doing some damage. Half-track stopping the shock troops from flanking, although Soviet forces are capturing the right VP, while middle VP is still under major contention from both sides. So again, putting additional pressure on the Axis. It's now 2-1. Even though the Allies are doing great at capturing VPs, Axis are, though, getting a little heavier armor in terms of their artillery. Not so much in the main battle tank department, but at least in artillery, like the Stuka and the Panzerwerfer. Problem, that is, the Germans have now have to contend with a Churchill, and if for those who just saw in the right-hand corner, an IS-2, which is a beast upon itself to deal with. So the fact they now have to deal with this, yeah, that's kind of something they really don't want to have to fight with and contend with, but will now have to deal with. Luckily, with some captured Soviet AT, they should have enough AT to maybe hold that, but again, they'll have to really coordinate with their infantry for Panzerfausting to really get that damage done and kill that unit. Also, I'm so happy. On the right-hand side, I'm rendering out a video, and I'm recording right now. I'm so happy to have the double PCs going. Oh my god, that IS-2 just annihilated Grenadier Squad. It's already coming off strong. That was a... Oh my god. IS-2 just murdering Milam and Ion's forces. Churchill as well advancing. This could be very bad for the Axis over here. We have a Stu coming on in. A G version, so it's made of an anti-tank. Bounces off the front. Additional AT with the Puma bounces. They're going to need some heat rounds. He does activate it. Rifle could start penetrating, but it's going to be a bit of a risk. The reason I say it's a bit more risk is the Puma, of course, can't take too many shots from the IS-2. But I can still do a little bit. Oh, nice Stuka hit, especially with the upcoming. But again, building's still there. Have to watch out. Churchill advancing. Panzerwerfer coming in. Man, they really want these mortars to die. All mortars must die. And actually, again, mortars have some good veterancies, so Kasparov's mortars are doing fine. The problem is he just needs anything else. As allies, while they do have heavy tanks and are slowly pushing on up. Nice kill, by the way. They're still taking damage and still need support from their ally. Anyway, We got Stug Force coming on in, getting some great shots on the Royal Engineer squad. Stug does get the decap though, continues to put pressure on the Axis. We do have some forces coming on in. Stugs are opening fire. Churchill taking some hits, AT gun repositioning to make sure they don't chase, but Grenadiers are taking mid. Firefly on the front too. The Stugs could be in some big trouble, especially with that 6-pounder there if they both combine arms. Great shots across the board. Grenadier squad gets knocked out by the T-70. Very good use there. Stug now going to take the shots while the Firefly dishes out the damage. Hopefully it can do exactly that. Yep, they're pulling back. 6-pounder as well, providing supportive fire. Mortar is just dishing out damage once again, continuing to put pressure on the Axis. So far it's working. The mortars are shredding the infantry at a good pace. Stug misses its shot, but the mortars are doing work. Meanwhile, Volk squad pushing on in. Maybe gets a Panzerfaust. Vet 3 T-70. Very good work there. Maybe another Panzerfaust. Rifle has a wide range of forces. Actually getting a Puma force. We have 2 Pumas currently in stock. And now, again, we still have an IS-2. A building does go down, so those mortars will no longer get heals. Very important there. Now the IS-2 is going to advance. Does get a shot from a PaK-40, but it's going to return fire. And dropping fire down on the AT gun. Meanwhile, we got Puma coming on the side, but can't advance because of the conscripts. Nice special shot from the PaK-40 that makes the turret go numb. Not able to move it. And looks like we have some, well, it's funny. They don't try to, it's rifle. Move up and grab the point. My God. But, yeah, it could just be he's worried. Again, Purple has a number of forces. He's doing very well. He actually has Katusha coming on in and almost hitting the building. Ion's pushing on the fuel on the left, though the Vickers is still there. Although I like him being more spread out because at least this squad's no longer being hit. Firefly, though, coming on in. Curious to see what exactly is going to go on there. Hello?
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 Hello, this is Cheryl Christensen. Assumption Seton Southwest has asked us to conduct a survey about doctors, hospitals, and the services they provide. May I please speak with Trey Greyshot?
Very sorry. I'm very busy right now. I guess he was just trying to deflect him off. Stug's getting heals. Again, now he has 4 Stugs. Stugs, whatever you want to call him. Another Firefly being made, though, so Lihan is definitely bringing up support to try and knock those suckers out. Panther as well on the field from Milam, bringing out some better armor. Again, right now it's up the Casper to really bring out the big guns. The Axis may be gearing up with too much stuff, although population-wise, except for Kasparov, the Allies are doing quite well. Bounces off. Panther having some issue. If a Panther can't penetrate, Puma's going to have, even with heat rounds, still a lot of issues. Stuka's coming on down. IS-2's returning fire. Gets some good shots. Nice hit across the board with the mortars. Knocks out a number of them and weakens them down to very low health. Grenadiers charging with Pumas providing supportive fire. Heat rounds, both missing target. KV coming in with a burning effect to drive the Grenadiers back. IS-2 still very little damage. Pumas unable to do much. Stugs are coming on in to provide that fire support now. And again, tank destroyer variant. Half track as well, stopping shock troops from coming along the side. Although keeping the AT gun back, so that's important. Yep, Stug might bite the bullet here if the AT gun gets a final shot. But no, it looks like they're going to escape. Nice work there. And yes, Soviets holding the line fairly strong and driving a lot of Axis forces back. Pumas, though, looks like that might be gearing up for a push. Curious to see what they do. Fire, though, is coming down. Will hurt the Pumas a little bit. Churchill does not care about those Stugs and just taking those shots while the Firefly dishes that damage. Again, we still have mortar support. Please for the... Oh, he made a forward base now. We still got to have those mortars, guys. Making sure. This guy has a lot of playtime, right? Yeah, he's... This guy's not some... This guy shouldn't be some, like, how do I put this? This guy's not some idiot who's never played this game before. He's played this game so many times that this is... He's probably doing, like, a meme strat of some type. The problem is, while they are dishing a lot of damage, at this point in the game, you need some armor. You need something. Although I will give credit where credit's due. One, the Brits have not pushed on Ion, which is stopping some vital caches from remain in play, and so that's a big issue there. But other than that, I can't say like the Brits or the Soviets haven't been doing work. Like, great kill. That's one Stuke down. Ion's, he is getting another one. Panther now charging on in. Again, Firefly's still there. 6-pounder a little bit too far forward. Nice shot with the Stuka, by the way. Really great work. Again, they're trying desperately to make sure that dies. He actually has double Stuka now. We're going to get so many kills off those mortars. Hopefully he changes strategy. Kasparov hopefully gets a KV out soon. Meanwhile, KV and IS-2. Now Vet 1 is on the field and providing some fire support. Really? Vet 1? Wait, something... Oh, they lost the Katusha. I guess it was too far forward or something. Oh, the Stuka got it. Okay. IS-2 charging way too far forward. Now going to be Panzerfausted. Puma's charging on in, but actually might need to turn around to go deal with that. They do, and with some additional fire support, they knock out the IS-2. So good work there. Oh, AT gun knocks out the Puma. Dang, that sucks. But they're still coming on in. T-70 is trying to provide that support, and looks like he's doing exactly that. Stern Pioneer's taking a lot of damage. And, yeah, Kasparov is finally saving up manpower, hopefully getting some armor. He has upgraded his base, so he's not just doing a meme strat. He's actually going to be upgrading quite a bit. So, good to see. Firefly trying to provide that support right here. Still taking a lot of hits. 3 mortars are still alive after all that. 3 of them. But here's the thing. We have a lot of Stooks coming on in along the side. T-70 could be in for a rude away. Oh, wait. No, it's the E versions. Hold on. It's fine. No issue there. Again, it's like, oh, we have to worry about... Nope. It really doesn't do much to armor, so you're totally fine there. Artillery comes on in. Definitely knocking out a mortar and weakening the other one, so good work. Although we have a KV now on the field. KV-2 to be specific. So we have, I think, except for the IC-152, we've had almost every variation of heavy Soviet armor on the field. Very cool to see. Anyway, he's going to move on in to combat the Germans. Hopefully he's able to keep them back. Also, once again, nice job on Ion putting down some additional caches where he can to really support his allies. Stuka coming on in. Try to neutralize that base. Very low on health. Just knock out the building. Although with the KV-2, that could be a huge issue because that's going to help deal with the infantry. Churchill slowly dealing with it. Again, up to Vet 1 does get the... wait, Vet 1's additional... Yeah, he gets the small armors fire along the side through the little holes. Anyway, Firefly returning fire on the Panther. Nice arty shot from the KV-2. Pushes back the Zis gun, which is hilarious. The Germans have that. Again, but I can still see Ion pushing on left. There's not a lot of AT there. He can move back the Fireflies, but it might give him enough time to break up this MG. And maybe even hurt this mortar pit if he's not paying attention. Great shot. Kills something over here. Grenadiers trying to hold the line, but having a lot of issues. Again, Firefly and everything else. A lot of allied armor is now in mid. Backed up finally by Casper's armor, and yeah, we're seeing a more meaty version of those Stoogies assault guns, and it's doing work. Now luckily the Stoogies on the far left are breaking up this MG, which should allow the assault grenadiers to grab the point. Maybe even they can break up that Boffer. Unfortunately, it looks like the IFC, sorry. Yeah, it looks like the Allies maybe overextended a bit, and the Brits. The Churchill got pushed back, the Firefly died, and yeah, they're just being driven back in general. So, good use there. At least they're holding, driving him back. Great shots across the board. Stuka coming in, trying to break up the Soviets' ability to capture the fuel. Once again, the fact that the fuels have been so heavily contested not helped the Germans in that capacity of grabbing those points. What really has helped is all the fuel points that have been on the map, because we can see here the Axis doing very well with their fuel income. Frag Bomb, not too much damage. Does a little bit against infantry, but hurts the armor a bit. But heavier variations of armor takes less damage from the Frag Bomb to really... it's not going to do too much. You're going to see a lot of damage versing like a T-34 or something like that. Not so much versing a, you know, KV-2 or an IS-2. Speaking of which, do we have an IS-2 from Purple? No, we do not. He actually got another Su-85 of all things. So it looks like he's not getting a big heavy tank. He's going to have a tank destroyer. And then the KV-8 is going to be purposed for entirely anti-infantry or has to double down and really make sure the infantry is kept back. Because I know the IS-2 is doing a lot of anti-infantry work. He is advancing. Puma looks like, again, he hasn't got another one. He is relying on the Stukas. I mean, he's close to pop cap. I get why. Maybe he's trying to get a Sturm Tiger? No, you don't have Panzer authorization. A rifle. What are you doing? But, because, again, you want that because, again, you get anti-air and such. I will say this. Allies doing a decent job at holding double VPs. Because we can see here, VP point-wise, Axis are down 3-1 in the VPs. So, oh my god, Stuk E just bouncing off the KV-2. It's like, really? Is that all you got? He does miss a shot, though. And Panzerwerfer coming in full force. Was that 1 or 2? Hold on. It's 2. Okay, so he fired 2 of them. Oh, but hello. Ion bringing out a Tiger. Tiger on the field to hopefully combat, well, not only this, but everything else the Allies have been prepping. No longer a forward base. Oh, wait, no forward base over here. He just moved up behind the building. Not a bad idea. Makes it harder for our, you know, forces to hit it. Stuki taking a lot of damage. Needs to pull back. Luckily, we'll be able to. Although there is a flare there, so at least they can see the German positions, so allowing the KV-2 to open fire. Although we have a lot of forces from both Milam and Rifle advancing against the Soviets. Soviets gonna have to bring up. Oh, Stuka coming in doing a lot of damage. T-70 now trying to hold while the KV-8, I'm assuming, gets heals. It doesn't have a lot of defense, and the Pak-40 probably is going to kill it. Unfortunate. T-70 was doing a lot of work for a good chunk of that game. But yeah, additional forces coming on in on the right. Hopefully grabs that territory. Shock troops just holding this position. KV-2 opening fire. Come on. Nope. It looks like he's going to be able to escape. Again, he's done a lot of work. I really wish Casper would have gotten additional armor sooner, because that really would have helped his allies out. Which, even though Leon is doing very well for himself, has a good chunk of resources and a pop cap. Purple's doing a little worse. He's getting a Katusha. With that, it'll be probably like 80, I would say, 82. I'll get it once to get everything healed, like close to 90. So he's also pretty high up. But if we look at the Axis, they're like low 80s, easy. Casper is still really the low one, like the one that really needs to help out his team. But I get you. Look. Sometimes a meme strat will work, and it was working. Like, fair point. Your tactic was, but the problem is you just couldn't keep anything else alive. That was the big issue. Is the fact you need something else. Also, maybe if the Brits would have pushed a little further on left, that might have been big. No way on right. No way. Rifle is fairly entrenched on right. I don't think they really could have extended as much. But on left, Ion's been a little bit more carefree. So, or less static defenses, so I could easily see a big rush of, and again, maybe you can't get an armored car, but maybe a Cromwell, or even Royal Engineers just rushing on through. Plus, you can place mines on there to stop the counterattack and really make them pay. Anyway, luckily, Assault Officer coming on in to really deal some damage. Yeah, Vet 3 across the board. Oh, shoot. Some grenades being thrown. Doesn't do it too much. Frag bomb comes in, does hurt the armor. Panzerwerfer coming on top as well. Might knock out the AT gun. Stuka coming on the Churchill, also weakening it a bit. KV opening fire. And KV-8 trying to burn the Panther. Maybe not the best idea. I see some infantry might want to hit. Oh my god, they have Brens. Absolutely, guys. Let's have the Grenadiers have Bren guns. I'm sure that's a great idea. Anyway, looks like they're charging in. Puma providing some support as well. Which, again, with heat rounds, they can do something. But is that mine? No, it's not. Just debris. Bounces, unfortunately, because it's heavy armor. Puma Now aiming a special round, or no, it bounced, I think. Yeah, he was firing an aim shot ability, which unfortunately for him, did not pen. Now S285s are a different story. Puma can do a lot of work with that, especially with heat rounds. So probably will be able to kill it. Gets 1 kill. Puma continuing. We do have AT. Oh, nice shot with the S285, weakens him down. And unfortunately, the KV-8 does perish. Puma perishes as well, but armor, main gun knocked out, so they are quickly trying to neutralize that unit. Firefly is trying to provide support, but the Brits can only do so much. Oh my god, tree flying in the air from the Stug. Stug's advancing. They're just rushing on through. Gets a kill on the S285. Ion making sure no survivors. And again, the MG is trying to hurt the infantry as well. Both squads coming in along the side. It's overwhelming the MGs. Nice kill on the KV. Tiger trying to help, but Fireflies are coming in on him. I don't know about the Tiger. He's going to need some additional support. Stug's trying to kill the Churchill. Oh my god, an amazing flank. And Tiger does manage to get out of there. Stug's continuing to kill so many armored forces. If they can kill these Fireflies, that would be a huge win. Stuka coming in, doing a little bit of damage. 1 more shot. No, 2 more shots. And it gets the kill. Oh, wait. Nope, Stuka finished him off. Great fire support by Rifle. Casper, no support to be seen. The Brits, Leon is still trying to fire with everything he has. Now they're trying to kill the mortar pit. Maybe he's staying in there too long, but honestly, no AT. So, okay, let him have it. Bracing would be good, but I think the Brits are just, like, they're in such a position that, like, they're shell-shocked. Transwerfer coming on in. Unfortunately, not able to kill the unit. But light artillery barrage might be able to. Yeah, I think the Brits are just shell-shocked by what just occurred, because they lost all their armor. That's the Churchill and 2 Fireflies, while the Stugs are reigning supreme. And honestly, the Germans themselves didn't lose all that much. The infantry made it out. They lost the Puma, sure. And did the Panther make it out? Yeah, the Panther made it out, and the Tiger made it out. So, while it is lower on health and definitely needs some heals, I think with the amount of Stugs he has kind of covering it, I don't think he expects too much. Double Katyushas are opening fire, trying to break up a lot of Rifles infantry. But I don't think they really have much to deal with. I think the major thrust was already achieved, and yeah, it was just a breaking point. Casper, I'm gonna say it again. Again, you got a great opening, but you needed additional armor. Right now, you could get so many armored units like to help out. Luckily, there are some mines delaying their advance, but this game's GG, so I'm just gonna fast forward. They're just gonna be cleaning up at this point. Yeah, Grenadier's just going on through. How many kills these guys have? 38 kills. Hot damn. I cannot wait to see the MVPs of this. It's going to be quite spectacular. Volk Squad's just clearing house. Stugs as well, just pushing on in. Oh, they're trying to chase the Katyushas. Katyushas hiding in the base, though. Oh my god. Stugi's just killing the AT guns. They're trying to find the Katyushas. Oh, there they are. And there they go. New KV-2. They do manage to kill 1, but they lost all their territory, so I don't know how effective that's going to be. The armor's trying to escape. Tiger's covering. Stuka provides fire support. And they surrender. Okay. So let's double check the damage in total. So right now, by the way, thank you to Milam and Ion. So Ion submitted this. Milam said, hey, Greyshot, I want this as a 4K replay as an RG god. That I'm like, all right, sure, I'll showcase it. Great Stug flank by Ion. Milam, really good defensive play. Great job with the Grenadiers. And a Rifle, great Stuka play. And also, again, really good work. How many kills did you get? So let's double check everyone real quick on the German side before I go into the Allies. Milam, he got most with Grenadiers, 79 kills. Very good work there. Ion, Stugs, the G version, 16 kills, nearly almost 6,000 damage. Very good job. And then let's double check Rifle. I'm gonna guess the Stuka, 138 kills. See, here's the problem with your mortar strat. The problem is, while very good in the first 20 minutes, as soon as the Stukas started coming down, they were rendered pretty much like incapable of really doing much. We got 2 Vet 4 Stukas, just to give you an idea of how much veterancy they got. Anyway, so let's double check the allies real quick. Allies, by the way, most, again, kills, rifle, most damage goes to Milam. Very good work there. Purple, aka Orange, whatever you want to call him, he got most kills. And again, he did exceptionally well for his position, because he was holding off essentially 2 players. And yeah, even though Leon got more damage, Leon could have really pressed. He had a little more opportunity to. Purple, not so much. Purple always had rifle, and a lot of times Milam, and even Ion coming in on him. But with his IS-2 and S-285s, he held. So I give probably like the you know, best held award to Purple. Best offensive absolutely goes to Ion. Like, that whole stewed force just killing every armored unit around the entire map. Fantastic. Really enjoyed it. But really good job there. Again, most kills, most damage, Leon. Good job with the Fireflies, and good defense hold on your side as well. Keeping Ion back in the fuel and VP under your control. Axis did a good job trying to deal with the mortars early on, and then eventually like, okay, Stuka fire Panzerwerfers. But that did open the door because, again, unintentionally, because they went with so much artillery and dealing with the artillery, the mortars, that let them open to the Churchill and IS-2, which is not a bad move if you can like kind of trick your enemy into going lighter variations of armor and even artillery, or going rocket artillery, because then it's like, okay, bring out the big guns. And that's also a reason why they held for so long, is it took a while for Ion to get a number of armored units, a Milam to get a Panther, and Rifle to just try to get Panzer headquarters operational. If the Allies, and again, specifically Kazarov, which would have committed to getting additional armor, like S-285, Katyushas, stuff like that, this game probably would have been over for the Axis. Again, because the Axis were then so reliant on a strategy of knocking out those mortars, that they would have been, in turn, falling into another trap of the big Allied guns come in and just wipe the floor with them. But that did not happen. Instead, Kasparov continued to play Mortar, and yeah, he took heavy casualties from that. He took almost as many casualties as the entire Axis team. Almost. Again, the Axis took a little more, but still, it's not too far out. It's like probably 10% off. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. Now, Lihan, Firefly did very good work there, and Purple, IS-2, yeah, doing a lot of good damage there, and KV taking a lot of hits. So that's game. Let me know what you guys think. Again, send your replays to greyshotproductions@gmail.com or my Discord. Again, link is down below if you want to join that. And I use the Discord for doing live replays and sorry, and also for when I do on Twitch when I do live games. So again, if you want to join there you go. But otherwise, it's been Greyshot17. I'll see all of you next time.
Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and before I go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Milam, Joey G240, Anton, Bishara, Ion, Pyroshark, Ace, and Jakub Ocwieja. Seriously guys, thank you so much for your amazing support, especially over the past month. Been through a lot of personal hurdles, but you guys make it a little easier knowing that you guys support me. And same thing with the patrons down below. But this has been Greyshot17 and his amazing patrons, and I'll see all of you next time.